South Yorkshire Police and Crime Commissioner Alan Billings thinks that police body-worn cameras can capture what phones might not, and calls for all police to be equipped with them. Now, whilst I certainly don't think police wearing body-worn cameras is a bad thing, clearly Alan Billings hasn't seen the difference between the field of view of a body cam and the field of view of a camera. Granted, cameras, namely CCTV cameras, can't see what's going on close up, whereas a body cam might capture some vital evidence in a struggle, for example. But the CCTV and people filming from their phone cameras is an important part in getting a full picture. Body-worn cameras normally provide anywhere between a 95 to 170 degree field of vision, which is okay for recording someone you're a slight distance from. But when you're up close and personal to someone, the camera cannot see what's happening around you. So, for example, if a suspect or a police constable decides to hit someone, if they're close enough, the body cam can't pick up on that part of the footage, making it completely useless. And considering the cameras are, or were, generally introduced to help police in their attempts to prosecute people for assaulting them, they're kind of useless for that. Ever since the smartphone made its appearance, it's become possible for people to film incidents that suddenly take place around them. And although police have become used to the fact that if they attend an incident or make an arrest in the street, there's a pretty good chance that someone's going to film part of what happens, even though they don't like it and try to stop it. I wonder why. Alan Billings said that, as Police and Crime Commissioner, I am sent from time to time short clips from mobile phones showing what the sender tells me is proof of police heavy-handedness or brutality. And of course, if an officer is using force, taking hold of someone, using a baton, putting on handcuffs and so on, the few seconds while that is happening do show varying degrees of force. Although on a body cam it's incredibly hard to see what's actually happening, because at this point the police are so close to the suspect that the camera field of view is practically useless. He added, however, the critical question is not is force being used, because it is. The critical questions are, what led up to the moment? Why did the officer think it necessary to use force? Was the degree of force justified? And the short video clip is unlikely to settle any of those questions. Most of the clips I am sent show the point at which some degree of force is used, but rarely do they show what led the officer to take the action. Yet that is the crucial issue. And this is why I always bemoan people when they don't upload a full clip and only show the exciting part. This, of course, as I've said hundreds of times, makes it impossible to see what really happened. Take the Bianca Williams footage, for example. It shows only a part when she is taken from the car, nothing before and nothing afterwards, and it's clear that there was more to that footage, but she chose to upload a specific part of it. And to upload part that fits the person's narrative is what people tend to do. Now look at auditors, for example. They will record practically the entire interaction, sometimes with videos exceeding 30 minutes, but it shows the lead up to the interaction and generally sometime afterwards. And this allows people to get a full idea of what's happened, even if most of the video is boring. It certainly leaves nothing to the imagination. In my eyes, the body cam is only any good in close quarters to capture what's really being said rather than what's actually happening, which is why I say that when we see an incident, we should record it for the safety of both the potential suspects and of the police. I know many people think I hate the police. I hate bad police and bad policing, but I wouldn't want to see one murdered or simply attacked whilst they're walking the streets. If they get hurt whilst trying to detain someone using force, then unfortunately that's part of the job, I'm afraid, so I'm not too fussed about that. It would be like a fireman moaning that they got wet feet whilst doing the job, and in any case the police are trained to hurt people when arresting them, which will elicit a tensing up and resist reaction, and it's generally not a purposeful one. I mean, you should all know what it's like for a part of your body to be twisted into a position that it shouldn't be in. Your body tenses, not because you choose to do so, but because your body is trying to protect itself. If the pain and discomfort is prolonged, you are likely to try and fight back hence where police love the assault emergency worker legislation. The problem is the body cam doesn't capture this because of its field of view. All it hears is a scuffle and a copper shouting, "Stop resisting, ow, that hurts." And that's about the only evidence that they have to do you for resisting an assault, which is why CCTV and mobile phone cameras are so important and exactly why the full footage should be shared, if any. PCC Billings added, "Police officers are given considerable powers over us, particularly the power of arrest. Their authority and ability to use those powers rests on the most fundamental principle of British policing, that what they do with our consent." Well, they don't really though, do they? Let's face it, not anymore. He added, "For that to happen, we must have trust and confidence in them and know that when force is used, there is a very good reason for it and it is used proportionately. The evidence of CCTV and body-worn cameras is one way we can be assured. There are times when the police need to be protected from damaging commentaries that could result from snatches of footage on mobile phones." Now, this is another reason why I think that all body-worn video should be automatically uploaded to a cloud server. Most cars seem to have Wi-Fi these days, and it's not hard to get it installed in your vehicle. If their body-worn cameras had Wi-Fi capability, and they are generally in the vicinity of a police vehicle, that would automatically upload the footage, which would stop police from deleting it. I think police also need to be reprimanded if they cover or fail to turn it on. But uploading it to a cloud can also make it available to the public, in many cases by the creation of a share link, or to destroy any doubt in anyone's mind that something bad had happened. I agree that body-worn cameras are handy in some situations. To rely on them for evidence of what's happening in close quarters situations is fucking ridiculous, and is why more people need to be aware of their rights to film in public, and for the safety of everyone, film these incidents if at all possible, and then share the entire footage rather than just portions of it. Body-worn camera footage gets destroyed, deleted, corrupted, plus it doesn't show exactly what's going on. It just shows a very narrow field of view, especially when you're close to somebody. You can't see if a copper's swinging for somebody because the camera's, if you're close enough, the camera is just going to be filming their chest. You can't see the copper's arm, the other person's head. You miss so much vital evidence using a body-worn camera in close quarters situations. And this, as I say, is why we as people need to look after each other and try and record these incidents as and when they happen for protection of each other. Thank you to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.